I used to think love was something you planned, something that fit neatly between deadlines, meetings, and the walls of your schedule. But life doesn't care about plans. It breaks them, bends them, and sometimes sends someone completely unexpected to remind you that you're still human. That's what happened the morning she walked into my office, with a bucket, a mop, and eyes that had seen more storms than I could imagine. My name is Ethan Cole, 38, the CEO of a mid-sized tech company. To most, I had everything: money, success, a downtown office that overlooked the city skyline. But none of it filled the quiet that followed me home every night. My wife, Rachel, had passed away 2 years earlier after a long illness, and since then, I'd buried myself in work. The office became my escape, a place where numbers made sense, and people didn't ask how I was doing. That morning, I was in early, reviewing reports, when the cleaning crew arrived. Usually, I didn't even notice them. They came and went silently, invisible to everyone. But that day, I heard a soft hum, a woman's voice, low and soothing, almost like a lullaby. I turned and saw her, a young woman, maybe late 20s, hair tied back neatly, wiping down my glass desk with gentle precision. "Good morning," I said without thinking. She froze, startled. Most executives never spoke to her. That much was clear. "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't know you were here." "It's fine," I said, curious. "You're new, aren't you?" She nodded. "Yes, sir. My name's Maya. It's my first week." Something about the way she said it, soft, nervous, yet steady, caught my attention. She wasn't like others who rushed through the task. She took her time, carefully organizing the books on the shelf, straightening the frame on my desk that held a photo of Rachel. She noticed the dust behind it, something no one else ever did, and quietly cleaned it without asking. "You don't have to do all that," I said. She smiled faintly. "My mother used to say, if you're going to clean something, make it shine. You never know who might see their reflection in it." I don't know why, but that line stayed with me. Maybe because I hadn't seen my own reflection clearly in years. Over the next few weeks, I began noticing her more. Every morning around 7:30, she'd arrive with her little blue cart, humming softly as she worked. There was something peaceful about her, the way she moved, unhurried, content in simplicity. One day, I saw her sitting in the break room, quietly eating lunch, just bread and soup from a thermos. She looked tired but grateful. "Do you have kids?" I asked casually one afternoon. Her eyes softened. "Yes. A little boy. He's 6. I pick him up after school." "That must be hard. Working early and late." She smiled, a small, weary smile. "We've had harder days, sir. At least now, we have a roof." That answer hit me harder than I expected. I didn't pry, but something in her tone told me she wasn't exaggerating. One evening, I stayed late at the office. The cleaning crew came in, and as always, she was there. But this time, I saw her sitting by the window, staring out at the rain, holding her phone tightly. Her eyes were red. "You okay, Maya?" I asked gently. She quickly wiped her eyes. "I'm fine, sir. Just tired." But she wasn't fine. She looked broken in a way I recognized, the quiet kind of pain you don't talk about. After she left, I couldn't shake it off. So the next day, I asked the building manager about her. He told me she was a single mom, recently evicted from her apartment, now staying with her sister in a one-bedroom flat. She'd taken the cleaning job to pay for her son's medicine. That night, I went home and couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about how she smiled even through all that, how she still showed up every morning and made the world around her a little brighter, even mine. The next morning, I did something I'd never done before. I made 2 cups of coffee, one for me and one for her. When she arrived, I handed it to her. Her eyes widened. "For me." I nodded. Everyone deserves good coffee. She hesitated, then smiled, a genuine, surprised smile that somehow lit up the whole room. From then on, things changed. We started talking more, small things at first. Her son, Liam, loved dinosaurs and drawing. She'd show me his sketches on her phone between tasks. Sometimes, I'd leave little snacks on her cart, granola bars, juice boxes for Liam. She never asked for anything, but I could see how much those small gestures meant. One evening, after everyone had left, She came to empty my trash bin. I was still at my desk, frustrated over a project delay. She noticed my stress. "You should go home, sir," she said softly. "You look tired." I laughed bitterly. Home doesn't feel like home anymore. She looked at me, really looked, and said, "Then maybe it's time to make it one again." Those words hit me deeper than any corporate speech or motivational quote ever could. Over time, I began waiting for her morning hum, that soft melody that somehow made my office feel alive again. One Friday, I asked if she'd bring Liam to the office sometime. The company was hosting a family day. She hesitated but eventually agreed. When they arrived, I saw a small boy hiding behind her leg, clutching a dinosaur toy. "This is Liam," she said shyly. I knelt down and said, "Hey buddy, nice dino." He grinned. "It's a T-Rex." Watching them together, her laughter, his smile, I felt something in me begin to heal. That day, after everyone left, Maya came to thank me. "You didn't have to do that," she said. "I wanted to," I replied. "You and Liam, you remind me that life can still be good." She looked at me with tears in her eyes. "I thought no one noticed us. But you did." In that moment, something unspoken passed between us, a connection built not from grand gestures, but from quiet kindness. Months went by. I promoted her to a full-time office assistant position so she could have better hours and benefits. She protested at first, saying she didn't deserve it. I told her she'd earned it 100 times over. One evening, as we were locking up, she stopped by my door. "You know," she said, "when I first started here, I prayed every night for a sign that things would get better. I think I found it." I smiled. So did I. Years later, when people ask how we met, I always say, "She came to clean my office." But what I really mean is, she came to clean the dust that had gathered on my heart. Because sometimes, love doesn't come dressed in diamonds or plans. Sometimes, it shows up with a mop and a smile, reminding you that even the messiest lives can shine again.